What is up, everyone? My name is Craig Curelop, aka the Fi Guy. In this episode, we are going to talk about the differences between being frugal and being cheap. Now, if you know the financial independence equation, it is passive income is greater than your expenses. If your passive income becomes greater than your expenses, you are financially free, right? And so the more you reduce your expenses, the less your passive income needs to be in order to hit financial independence. Additionally, the less your expenses are, the bigger that gap will be between what you make and what you spend, so you can then invest that difference. You invest that difference into passive income, so not only does the expense line shrink, but the passive income will grow larger as you reduce your expenses, which is why it is so crucial. Being frugal is so crucial in your journey towards financial independence. It is probably the number one most important thing when you're hitting financial independence at an early age. And so, there are some cautious remarks though, right? There's differences between being frugal and being cheap. Being frugal will allow you to achieve early financial independence. Being cheap will lose you a lot of your friends. I know you don't want to lose your friends, so let me explain the differences to you, right? Being frugal is saving money, right? Saving money. Maybe you live in an apartment that isn't like super luxurious, or you drive a little bit of a beat up car so you can save on insurance and your car payment, right? That would be being frugal. Being cheap is saving money at the expense of others, right? Let's say you have a large family of 6 people, and you buy a cheap, ugly five-seater, Oldsmobile, right? That would be a cheap move because your family is being impacted by your decision to get a car that does not suit its needs, right? However, could you get a maybe 10-year-old Toyota Sienna minivan? Absolutely, right? That would be a great investment for your family. The second difference, frugal people spend on things of value. Cheap people save in every possible scenario, right? Let's say you are a videographer, right? And you take videos of people. Being cheap would be getting the cheapest possible camera at whatever cost, even if it's 10 years old and hardly even works, just because you're cheap, right? Being frugal is, hey, this is my profession. I'm going to be making lots of money with this, and the quality of the camera has a significant impact on the money I will make in the reviews that I get and the reputation that I get. So I'm more than happy to spend on the top line product for a camera rather than cheap out on that. So you'd still be considered in the frugal category, right? If you buy a reasonably priced, high quality camera versus the cheapest possible one no matter what, right? And the third biggest difference is a frugal person values time, whereas a cheap person only values money. And I'm sure many of us can probably fall into this cheap category at one point. I know I have. Let's say, for example, you're trying to replace the faucet in your kitchen sink, right? It's probably gonna take me, someone who's not very handy, 2+ hours and a whole lot of stress and a whole bunch of swear words to actually fix that sink. Whereas that's not my highest use of time, right? My highest use of time is helping people invest in real estate, helping people house hack, buying and selling houses, right? That's where my best use of time is. And so what I should do is hire somebody for 20 bucks an hour to fix that problem. So for maybe 50 or 60 bucks, that problem is fixed and I've had no stress off of my back, right? And I know I fall into that category as cheap. I'm sure you have too, but think about it, right? Think about what your time is worth and whether some of these things that go wrong in your house are worth hiring out or worth fixing yourself, right? And so that is it, guys. That is basically the differences between being frugal and being cheap. Again, I want to caution you, do not be cheap. You will lose a lot of friends that way. However, being frugal is 100% fine, and people will actually think you may be a little bit interesting if you stay frugal, right? Imagine making $1 million and driving a $5,000 car, right? People will think you're interesting. Why the heck are you driving such a crappy car? because you don't care about cars. That's not what you value. However, you may take an awesome vacation because that's what you value. Or you may have a top of the line video camera because that's your profession, right? But what you drive to get around actually doesn't matter. So I hope this video makes sense to you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you could, please give me a comment, a like, subscribe, do whatever you have to do to help the channel out. And we will in turn look at all of the reviews and make sure that we are putting out the best possible content for all you watchers. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video.